That came out to see us, and it was a wonderful, fun night, and it was a joy to play with the two of them and share songs.
And welcome all you live streamers out there on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube at WHUP Ask the Hat. We're here with Nancy Middleton. Nancy, are you ready to jump into a song?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Take hold of yourself now, 'cause this is not the end. Keep your eyes on the sparrow as she flies across the glen. Believe that you can jump on board. Just leave your troubles on the floor and take some time to dance under the sun. Let's drive up to the mountains and disappear inside the hedge. And we'll feel our hearts racing with our toes right up to the edge, yeah. And we'll fill our lungs with laurel scents, bracken earth and fiddleheads, and maybe put some queen's lace in our hair. Oh, 'cause this is not the end or the beginning, but somewhere in between. So let's not suspend our dreams any longer and get back to believing in them and start living our dream again. Whoa. Remember when we drove through the headlands of Marin? We're not much different from the girls we were back then. Oh no, there's still adventure in our sight. Just say we will, don't say we might. Stretch our legs and spread our wings and fly. Yeah, 'cause this is not the end or the beginning, but somewhere in between. So let's not suspend our dreams any longer and get back to believing in them, yeah. 'Cause this is not the end or the beginning, but somewhere in between. So let's not suspend our dreams any longer and get back to who we are and who we are. Well, you know what I mean, 'cause this is not the end. Oh no, yeah, or the beginning, but somewhere in between. Somewhere in between. Ooh.
That is a good way to start off the show.
Yeah.
Nancy
you.
Middleton, at Nancy Middleton Music on all the socials. Get out there and stalk her because totally stalk-worthy. And
Or maybe, that's, for some of us ladies, that's a sensitive
sorry, that-
word. Very triggering.
I know.
might be the wrong
Let's
word.
own it. We're going to own it.
Okay.
Like, let's just, stalking.
We'll stalk you
We're going to
back.
stalk you back. Exactly.
And Glenn Jones says, by the way, best guest ever.
I mean, pretty much,
and
yeah.
and he would know he's been a guest 27 times?
Yeah, at least 80.
So Nancy,
Glenn Jones, my buddy. What did you say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that guy.
yeah,
That guy,
Glenn
my
just
buddy, Glenn.
texted in. And Glenn, hey.
Oh, hey, Glenn. Is he out there listening? Is that what you're saying?
All right,
And,
it's not the Glenn Show. Let's stop talking about him.
but it is. We could say
Always the Glenn show.
that Nancy and Glenn and Emma are in the Good Loves.
Yes.
And any Good Love stuff coming up?
Nash Street.
Yes. Nash Street.
This weekend, yes? Next weekend.
Next weekend.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Wow. Yeah. Yes, the Good Loves. It's me, Nancy, and Emma Davis and Glenn Jones. This trio. It's just a joy. Just my musical joy these days is playing with the two of them and singing and harmonizing. And yeah, we have a gig coming up at Nash Street Tavern.
And
Sunday afternoon, February. No, sorry, we're still in January, aren't we? January, Sunday, January.
Yeah.
y'all go out there. You can find it.
That'd
easy to-
probably be
Video.
22 maybe.
Something like that. But just get out there at Nancy Middleton Music, and you will
Or the
find
Good Loves.
or the Good Loves, and you will find all the information you need. And I'm a huge Nancy Middleton fan. Your solo work is amazing, and the Good Loves is, well, it's very different. There's a lot of Bee Gees covers going on there, and
Just two.
okay, but you maybe you
But we're
play them
working on a
5
third
times.
one.
But you guys nail the harmonies and make it fun. It's just a wonderful, good show you guys put on.
Oh, thank you. We love it. And it is so fun harmonizing with those two. And I'm Barry, and Emma's. Oh God, I can't think right now. I've got stage fright.
But thinking is not required here.
Good.
In fact,
I'll
there is a
succeed.
requirement, and it's occasionally playing some songs. Do you have
Yeah.
another one you want to jump into?
Sure, I would love to. Let's see. Okay. Well, I don't know if you remember the very first time I played here, and we had Pirate Day at school.
Arg.
I do remember,
Do you remember
that.
that? And I showed up
remember
in
it
full
being.
pirate garb.
I remember it being a fun and exciting show, but there were some last-minute changes and some stress going on.
Was there? See, I don't remember the stressful part. But I was in full pirate garb, and I wish I had sung this song that day because it would have been more so appropriate. But I'm going to do my pirate song because it's just what feels right now. And I'm feeling very piratey. Okay. Well, I want to be a pirate and sail the high seas. I want to lift my cup with my buccaneers in the 18th century. From the Caribbean to the mouth of the Cape Fear, sees the merchant vessel, our mission is clear. Revolt against the empire, King George's enemy. 'Cause we won't stand while that foreign land for such inequity. Some say we're the villains, but some call us heroes. Oh, but I just fight for what feels right. And there's one thing I know, is I wanna be a pirate and sail the high seas. Don't you wanna jump on board and be a pirate with me? We're just a bunch of renegades with adventure in our souls. We live and breathe with the sea as she rocks and she rolls. And when the sun's sinking low, we'll uncork the keg. And as the rum starts to flow, we'll find our sea legs. And with our blackjacks full and raised to the sky, we sing and we laugh and we 'cause we're pirates and we sail the high seas. Don't you wanna jump on board and be a pirate with me? Yeah. Well, even those Honduran beauties with their blonde, bronze skin and their pomegranate lips can't keep me long from my two true loves, that big black sea, oh, and my faithful ship. Ooh, 'cause I'm a pirate, yeah, yeah, I'm a pirate. So we'll keep telling our tales, the short ones and the tall. We own next to nothing, oh, but we sure have it all. When I'm standing on the bow with my hand across my brow, with the horizon as my future and what fate will allow. And I know that this life will most likely be brief, 'cause there's danger waiting everywhere in the life of a thief. 'Cause we're pirates, yeah, and we sail the high seas. But don't you wanna jump on board and be a pirate with me? Yeah.
Yes, yes, I will.
Will you? Come on. Sounds fun, doesn't it?
Kinda
Yeah, it has to be
does.
from that century, though. They're not as fun anymore. They're kind of scary now.
No, I can super do scullery wench. I'm here
Yes,
for
you can.
Yes.
You definitely can.
Yeah.
You could aim higher. You could be captain.
No, I'm cool.
Well, you might have to have the peg leg or something on you.
You could be that person they chase up. You have to go way high into the, what do they call it, crow's
In
nest?
the crow's nest.
Crow's
yeah.
nest, right?
I mean,
That's-
I'm here for
It's
that.
fun when you get there, but the getting there can be.
Yeah, no, aim low. I'm here for it.
Scullery winch. We're here with Nancy Middleton, and you can learn more at Nancy Middleton Music and all the socials. Nancy, you are, in addition to being a fantastic musician in all of the bands and have all the CDs out, you are a teacher, school teacher. And this Pass the Hat over its years seems to have become the school teacher connection. Maybe there's something about being a teacher that brings out that artistic flair, or maybe it's the other way around, because, well, Kim Lane's a teacher, John Stevens we've had on the show is teacher, Jason Bales, Daniel Ayers. We've had, and even there's I'm sure there's several that I'm forgetting.
Oh, there's a bunch. Yeah.
Well, they love to have musicians love to have their summers off.
True.
That's what it is. It's
And
a
I have
timing
to
thing.
I have to say, actually, I'm a teacher assistant, and so I am not a full-on teacher, and I would never want to credit myself to be an actual full classroom teacher.
No, she's
And
the one
so I'm
keeping
there
the
to
teachers
support, but-
alive.
well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
So, and I really stumbled into it when I moved back from Nashville. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and that really just appeared to me. It just sort of laid in my lap as a possible profession. My kid was starting kindergarten, and at that school they needed an assistant, and I was like, I can do it. And it's actually the school, Kim, I went to EK Po, so it was so weird and so
Oh, wow.
wonderful,
How
full
about that?
circle. And that was 13 years ago. So it's a wonderful job. It's very fulfilling and gratifying, and I love being around the kids, and I love feeling like I'm helping and making a difference every day. And it's wonderful and intense, and it's really an honor to do it. I love it, and I get my summers off.
Man.
I haven't been in a school in a few years. I'm wondering, is there any music in schools these days? I mean, do kids get exposed to any kind of music, or is it we have to focus on the basics?
Yeah, there's still a music program, thank God. In DPS, and we have a wonderful music teacher at our school, and I'm sure every school in DPS has a music teacher. And And Miss Tanner, shout out to Miss Tanner. In fact, she wasn't able to be there today, so I was the sub. So I was the music teacher
all
today.
right.
I wear a lot of hats in this job. Yeah.
The only
And,
thing they let me play, Bob, in elementary school were those sticks with the little ribs on them.
Guero.
Is that what they're called?
Really?
They didn't even tell me the name of them.
I would get in fights so that I could play the triangle. Ding, ding, ding.
That's so funny because that's exactly what we did today. We went over the families, the musical families in the orchestra, and we talked about percussion, and we busted out the triangles and the guero and the claves, and it was
fun.
very, very fun.
Oh, great.
So, and then also, I don't know if you know, I'm also a teaching artist for Kids Notes, which is a nonprofit
great.
in Durham.
We've heard a lot about Kids Notes.
Yeah, yes, I've been doing that last few years. It kind of I do the Mozarts, which is the beginning level of kids notes, and they're usually kindergarten or first grade. And unfortunately, because of the pandemic, the last couple of years, we have not been able to do Mozarts because you can't teach 5-year-olds how to play the violin on Zoom. So
Totally understandable.
anyway, so hopefully that's going to be starting up again soon because
Everybody,
I love that.
it's many of you out there have instruments you played when you were a kid. It's still like in your closet or somewhere, like trumpets or clarinet or something. This Kids Notes is a wonderful organization. They're easy to find. Look them up on Facebook or Google them. And if you could, have an instrument that you played 40 years ago and you're never going to play again, which we know there are dozens of these out there.
Yeah.
Kids Notes would love to have these.
Well,
Absolutely.
I'm totally playing my trombone again, but all you other people donate to Kids Notes.
And you don't need
Absolutely.
an instrument. You can just, it's a nonprofit, and donate your few cents here and there,
Absolutely.
and keep that wonderful effort
Yeah,
going.
fantastic. Thank you, Kurt, for that. There's a new director, Shanna Tucker. Do you know Shanna Tucker?
Yes.
She's an area wonderful musician, and she is making some wonderful changes. And so shout out
Yay.
to Shanna, and I can't wait for the Mozart's program to start back up.
All right.
Cellist,
Yes.
and she played in Las Vegas for Cirque du Soleil, I think, for a
Yeah,
while.
Oh,
she has
how
a very
fun.
impressive career.
Unbelievable.
How do you not play for Cirque du Soleil once you've done that? I mean, you'd be just whipping out your cello and expecting to see acrobats dancing around and weird lighting and I don't know.
Well, it's Durham and the area's
Oh, that's fair
gain
enough. It probably happens on the streets of Durham anyway.
that she left there and came back home and got involved with Kids Notes. Great program. And but it's time for another Nancy
Okay.
Middleton song. Nancy, these last two songs, are they relatively new or songs you've had for a while? The Pirate song.
Their Pirate goes way back.
Uh-huh.
I wrote that many, many, many years ago.
And the
have
other
to
one
remember.
about being not at the
This
end or
is
the
not
beginning.
the end. Yeah, it's the last few years. Yeah,
And
more
how
recent.
about this next one you're going to play? Is it recent? Or
This one's fairly recent. Yeah, and this one's this is me working out some demons because that's what
All right.
songwriting's all about. At least for me, it's like a great opportunity just to, express yourself, and this is that. And speaking of which, will I get in trouble if I drop an F-bomb?
Only if you ask first.
Oh, well, I'm not going to do that.
All right.
This is called Have You Ever Loved? Well, have you ever loved so hard you felt bruised? And have you ever loved so much you felt used? And have you ever loved so blindly you refuse to see? Have you ever loved like me? Have you ever loved like love was just a game? Where the winner takes all except none of the blame, and the losers left standing naked in the rain. Have you ever loved ever loved the pain? Ooh, yeah. Have you ever loved the hurting kind? He messed up your body and he fucks with your mind. And at the top of the stairs, did he push you from behind? Have you ever loved despite the crime? I'm not proud of the things I've done. Looking back, I ask myself how I could hurt someone. Well, how did I do it? How did I live through it? Have you ever loved like a hurricane? Just north of crazy and west of insane, and left a path of destruction through a town with no name. Have you ever loved the same? Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Nancy Middleton. Have you ever loved despite the crime? Did I get that line right?
You did.
Yes. And that's a visceral song. What kind of feedback have you gotten after you sing a song like that to an audience that can give you that feedback? What did they say to you?
Well, the first time I ever played it out, and it was really fresh, was at Doodad Farm at one of their songwriting nights and in Greensboro, and I got amazing feedback. I think people really connected with it and connected to the emotion of it, and sort of many of us have been in really made some pretty bad choices over what we call love. And sort of found ourselves in some situations, and Lord knows I have. So yeah, that song's it's very visceral for me, and if people connect to it and feel it, that is like the greatest thing in the world. If I can share an experience and people can connect to it. So
Well, and I wonder as I listen to your music, and I have heard you sing a number of times now, when you write a song, your songs paint in what seems like a very detailed brush. Like the details of that song, for example, one of them is from when he pushes you at the top of the stairs from behind. Okay, that's a detail. Mm-hmm. That's a really small detail. But if people are listening, it's one that really punches them in the face. But when you write a song, are you thinking of a broad brush and then you work down, or are you thinking in details when you write?
I think it varies. I mean, sometimes I write songs that are more broad-brushed and more feelings that I want to express, and more generalized and more broad-brushed. I like that analogy. That particular song was pretty raw. It was. I think it came from a songwriting group that I was doing with a few other songwriters, and I just brought it. I don't think it was complete, and it was definitely a cathartic song. That was something that I felt like, okay, here I've had these crappy experiences, and why not put it into a song? And for me, it was cathartic, and it was like, wow. I mean, this sounds so trite to say. At least I got a song out of it, but at least I got a song out of it. So it is. So that particular, the details in that feel pretty real.
Yeah.
Pretty real.
No, they hit just right, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's really underselling it to say at least I got a song out of it.
Yeah.
I know,
'Cause
totally.
it's a
But
kick-ass song.
yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Have you got another one?
Oh, sure.
Yay.
Well,
I
I'd
don't
like
know
to
how
give
many.
a shout out. Can I give a shout out?
All
Well, I
the
guess I can give a
shout-outs.
Well,
Yeah.
you know,
Depends on to whom, I suppose. I can mute your mic pretty fast.
not to the person that inspired that last song, but anyway, my fabulous. I have fabulous sisters. Okay, Melanie and Gailey, and I don't know if Melanie's out there listening, but I think Gailey's out there listening at a little listening party. So I want to shout out to Gailey, Annie, and Mary Lee. Thank you for tuning in. Can you tell who's tuning in, or do you have that kind of capability to?
I
Only
can.
if they comment.
Yeah, I can see who has commented on the live stream.
Everybody, we are here for another 30 minutes plus with Nancy Middleton. And so do connect with your friends who really are going to want to see Nancy in the stream. And Bob, how do they get to the live stream?
At Whoop Ass the Hat, WHUP Pass the Hat on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook.
And the Facebook stream will be up there archived for some time.
Forever, as will the YouTube is there forever, or until one of those companies goes out of business, or I delete it, which is unlikely. The Twitch is there for 2 weeks.
And in addition to that, our fine station tech staff automatically records and archives all of the shows, not just Pass the Hat, but we have dozens and dozens of wonderful shows. They're out there on WHUPFM.org. And speaking of which, it is the top of the hour, and this is WHUP LP Hillsboro.
Take it away, Nancy. You can't drink that water.
All the pretty horses canter up and down, a lacquer-colored dreamscape just spinning around and around. Suddenly I see you, and just as soon you're gone, and in a flash you're back, and this goes on and on and on, over and over again. It plays out in my mind like a magical merry-go-round. In dreams I wind up over again. Cornice of the mountain and the smell of decay. The body is the earth now, humus and clay, and the loam is thick and charged, full of bone and twisted barbs, black as pitch, a banquet blend. Where there is life, there is no end. Over and over again, it plays out in my head like a broken record spins, repeating what is said over again. Ooh, all the pretty horses are now running free. See them as they run down to the edge of the sea. See them running up and till their feet lift off the ground into the air and through the clouds. They are free. Over and over again, it plays out in my mind like a magical merry-go-round. In dreams, I wind up over and over and over again. It plays out in my head like a broken record spins. In dreams, I wind up over again, over again, over again, over again.
Nancy Middleton, powerful song, powerful imagery, hallucinogenic in a way. Do you recall how that song appeared to you, or walk us through? I know you've written so many different types of songs, but that one in particular intrigues me. Tell us a little bit about what happened there.
Ooh, do I even let it out?
Or not.
Well, I will say what started it, and it's very dream imagery, and I think I was coming up with that dream image of the carousel, just sort of playing around with the chords and doing that. Just ooh.
But the
I
beginning,
was not hallucinating.
the first piece was just so nice. Oh, it's the horses, and it's sort of maybe a love thing, and there's somebody there. Thinking, what a nice little video that would make, and all of a sudden we have rotting flesh and other things.
Well, it came from a news flash that I saw literally while I was playing those chords, and it was about, I'm not going to go into great details because it's pretty gory, but it was, you may remember this, it was local news, and there was a person that had a bunch of horses on their land that they had
I remember this.
Oh, I
Yeah,
do
they
remember
had-
that. That was awful.
Oh, it was awful. And so the animal control came and found that, and there was all these malnourished and ill-treated horses, and it was heartbreaking. And some of them died, and some of them were rescued, and it was terrible. And so I went from a nice little lacquer-colored carousel spinning around to it turned to death, and then it turned to after that, and the horses are now running free.
It's nice
And I
that
thought
where
about
you-
the Shackleford
that's
horses
nice.
and Outer Banks, and that image of the horses running up and down the shore, and that was kind of like their afterlife, and that was sort of where that song came from.
That's
Yeah, that really
wonderful
works.
song.
Thank you.
And by the way, the live stream chat is filling up now with Penningtons and Middletons, and I have
people.
learned that you apparently have some nice brothers as well.
I do. Oh, you know, that was the next thing I was going to say. I have two wonderful sisters and two amazing brothers, so I am a lucky person.
Apparently,
to have four
the brothers
fabulous-
were feeling left out.
Well, they were coming. They were
All
going
right,
to be
all
there.
right, fair enough.
They don't come to the shows as often, but one of them lives in another state, so I forgive him for that.
Well, is it a conjoining state?
Yeah, I know. It's not
Right?
that far away.
Not that far away. That boundary is imaginary. You can just drive right across it. We are here listening and talking with Nancy Middleton. Learn more at Nancy Middleton Music on all the various socials, and we're having a big fun time. The
This
music
is fun.
is
And-
fantastic.
And also, we need to pay the bills again, Bob.
I've been kind of putting that off because we're waiting for somebody, but maybe we should just jump right into it.
Yeah.
We are supported because, community radio needs support, and support for Pass the Hat for this hour is sweetly provided by Matthew's Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsborough, North Carolina, the finest chocolate and chocolate accessories anywhere. Well, anywhere, really, just period,
Yeah.
right after anywhere. Matthew is a true artisan in his culinary craft and his visual craft, so the chocolate is just It's amazingly put together. The flavor profiles that he comes up with they will blow your mind. And then the decorations that he does, the presentation, it's the total package. And you know that what you want to do on Valentine's Day is sit at home alone on your couch and eat chocolates. And if you're going to do that, Matthews is the place to go. In fact, if you're going to buy chocolates anytime, anywhere near Valentine's Day, Matthews is the place to go. But you got to get in there and you got to get those orders in like today, because everybody knows about Matthews chocolates and they're placing their orders already, and he's going to be slammed for Valentine's Day. Don't show up there on the 14th and expect to be able to get chocolate. Order it now.
Got a month? Yeah. So the 14th today.
That's right.
So this is the deadline right now.
And typically while we're doing our Matthews chocolate paying the bills part, our guest is holding up the wonderful 1 pound chocolate bar that they get. It's made fresh every Friday, so fresh this Friday that is still being made and will show up here in the next few minutes. Matthew is on his way.
Oh, wow.
So we'll probably have that in the live stream later. But just you guys at home,
Darn, I missed it.
if you've watched the live stream before, or if you've followed us on Instagram or Facebook at Whoop Ass the Hat, you've seen pictures of the various bars that everyone has gotten. They're all very similar. It's a big 1 pound chocolate bar with a little microphone on it and customized for each guest. So,
I have a brother-in-law that would really appreciate that.
no, this is for you.
Gailey, are you hearing that out there? 1 pound chocolate bar for you know who? The love of your life?
Nancy, what do you have for us next?
Oh. Can you hear this right now? If you want to.
You want me to make it louder?
No, I thought I was going to. I thought I might give it a little tuning while I'm talking, I guess.
We're used to hearing the tuning song.
Everyone
Okay,
loves
good.
the tuning
All right,
song.
well, I'm going to tune. I try to tune and talk. It sometimes doesn't work out so well, but I'll try it. Here's a song. This is my literary song, and it's my sister Gailey's favorite song, so this is for her. And this is the song that I wrote being inspired by the wonderful, crazy author James Joyce. And this is called Sandy Mount, and this is my ode to Molly Bloom. And should I just jump right in?
Just jump right in.
Okay. And Sandy Mount is a little coastal region in Dublin, Ireland. And there's some scenes in the book where the main character is hanging out there and having some... It's a very sexual book, but anyway. In Sandy Mount she did linger, with her eyes closed and face to the sun. With the lick and lift of her finger, she knew where that warm wind came from. Across the ocean, straight from Gibraltar, such a lovely, innocent lass. To the broad bed, straight from the altar, not knowing this too shall pass. Well, don't love me as if it's so easy, and don't leave me wanting more, and don't ask me to give up my dreams and disappear behind the door. She counted the waves, 7, 8, 9. She looked like an Andalusian fond, seeking someone who left her behind, and some good reason to die. And the seabirds circled above her, and the children were chased by the sea, and they laugh and they cry and they all become one inside her perilous plea. But don't love me as if it's so easy, and don't leave me wanting more, and don't ask me to give up my dreams and disappear behind the door. I came here wanting more. Lie, la, la, lie, lie, la, la, lie, lie, la, la, lie, lie, la, la, Then she turns back toward echoes. Another day spent alone on the Strand. And on the way home she'll enter the words he would never ever understand. But don't love me as if it's so easy. And don't leave me desperate for more. And don't ask me to give up my dreams and disappear behind the door. I came here wanting more.
She came here wanting more, and so I'm going to go across the curtain and give her
more?
More chocolate.
More chocolate?
Matthew just showed up to deliver the chocolate. He said the bar that he was making, something went wrong, so instead he made this mixed bag of his chocolate bark.
Oh.
So you get...
I think it's still warm in there.
Uh-huh.
Warm chocolate. This
Fresh.
is me crinkling the bag. I wish Radio Land could see. Well, there's nothing to see but things wrapped in white wax paper. But
So the chocolate
Ooh,
barks that he
smells
makes
good.
are... they're all different flavors and all fantastic.
How awesome.
I'm sure there is a spicy Thai in there, which is spicy Thai, as you would expect. There's another one that's Pandora.
Pandora's bark.
It's got some nuts and some chewy things in there. What are they, cranberries or?
It's blackberries, I believe, dates or figs.
Right,
And
right.
I call it the squishy one. He knows I like chocolate with squishy things. So that one they're all wonderful, but there's a nice variety in there.
You will
wow,
enjoy
I got a
it.
variety pack. This is for
Yeah.
me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
This is
gosh.
for you.
You're not allowed to share with Kay Middleton because she wants it to be 0 calories.
Now, regarding that last song that you just sang, I remember when you played that at the Blue Note a while back, and you gave the backstory of that song, and part of that was you were taking a class, and you read a book as part of that class that people say they've read, but I think they're lying.
That's true.
Nobody's read Ulysses.
Nobody's read Ulysses, right?
I've read
But
the first
you-
chapter 5 times.
Yeah, you actually have. You were guided through this book.
Right.
It sounds like with some really nice
Yeah.
mentoring. And first of all, how did the reading of that book then influence you? Because just the reading of the book, I would have just had to drink myself into oblivion. Then guide you into a song. That's huge.
Well, yeah, reading that book was amazing. And I remember when I had signed up for this graduate course at Vanderbilt when I was working there, a James Joyce course, because I thought, let's see what this is all about. And that summer I bought Ulysses to prepare ahead of time. And I was like, I'll read it over the summer.
This'll
so I'll
be fun.
prepared. And I started it and I was like,
Lies.
Oh my God. And then, of course, you get a book of annotations, which is even bigger than the novel, which
Of
is
course.
huge. It's so intense and so deep. And of course, I took a small graduate course with, it's one of those, well, sorry, I just went off on a train of thought. Let me reel myself back in. So, so a wonderful James Joyce scholar at Vanderbilt taught it, and we sat around a table and we drank, Irish whiskey, and it was just so fun, and got really into talking, just taking every episode at a time. And it's a magnificent piece of work. I mean, he must have been brilliant beyond words. And I could never read it by myself, but going through it and working our way through it was amazing. And I had a dream one time. This is so kind of goofy, but I had a really incredible dream in the middle of taking that class where all this stuff was going on, but at some point in time, somebody comes over and hands me a box. They hand me a copy of Ulysses. And I'm
Whoa.
holding it, and it sort of starts to turn into this sort of rectangular box, kind of glowing from the inside. And like if you can picture it, and like the light starting to shoot out from it, like it's about to explode. And I open it up, and this like light comes out. And in my dream, it was like, all the answers to the universe are inside this book.
Yes.
I mean, it was really, it had
powerful.
that profound effect on me. Anyway.
Well,
And then, of course,
Blueface.
and then we had to do a final project on the book. And he was pretty open to whatever we did. And so I wrote that song.
That's incredible.
And it's about Molly Bloom, and she she's never actually in it. She's just sort of, I don't know if you know this whole story of Leopold Bloom takes place in one day. It's just it's a one day in a man's life. And so this is about his wife, who he's trying to figure out what to do about.
And have you ever been invited to sing that song? Because Bloomsday is coming up. Have you ever sung that song as part of a Bloomsday celebration?
No,
and do you
but
celebrate
I
that?
should.
You
I
know,
think
'cause there are people who celebrate it
Bloom
around
heads
here.
would appreciate that song.
They really would. And they sell. I know this because I was celebrating Bloomsday one day, and I was looking, okay, where can I get haggis? Because who doesn't want to eat haggis, right?
I don't want to eat haggis.
But they make it at one of the local health food stores around here, and they sell it around Bloomsday. So if you're ever craving haggis while you sing your song, there you go.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Oh my goodness! I think I'll pass on the haggis, but
Okay.
I will drink
Good call.
the was it Fair Vert? Help me out with the green liqueur, with the wormwood
with
liqueur.
the absinthe.
The absinthe,
Yes.
yeah, that is very prominent. The absinthe I will have poured over a sugar cube. We did that in class
I'm with
too.
you there.
Yeah,
I like this class. Ooh,
I know it was.
there's an
amazing.
absinthe drinking class now?
Yes,
All right.
not
I
every
think
class.
Nancy
but
should
the
probably
special
save us with
occasions.
another song.
Oh, what time is it?
7:17 and 54 seconds.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you got a few more minutes.
Okay, so
2, maybe 3.
oh, well, okay. How about if I'm gonna get really ridiculously vulnerable because I never played this song before in life.
Excellent.
I mean, in the public. But I promised myself I like to take risks, so I like to play songs that I would never play before, and I might not play it perfectly, but it's risk taking. You know, you gotta take risks. This is a song that it's vulnerable because I have to say up front, this is not how I feel all the time, but sometimes I feel this way, and maybe a lot of people do. And I do spend a lot of time thinking and trying to express what it feels like to grow older, and it's a challenging kind of prospect. And you know, aren't we lucky to grow older? But it's complicated little dance, you know. And so I was talking to a friend who was going to like a reunion, and she was kind of like, "Oh my God," you know how you get so into like, "Oh, I look so different, they look different," and so this phrase came to me like, you know, "Oh, you know, welcome to the new old me," you know. So that started it, was the phrase, and so I wrote the song, and I'm actually going to play it, and it's about that. It's about sort of, you know, reconciling and kind of coming to terms of what that feels like.
It's almost like it's about adapting.
It is, but I have to say I don't always feel that way because I don't want people to think that I'm like, you know, always obsessing on these things because I'm not. Here we go. It's called The New Old Me. You know I've had many a trial, and you haven't seen me in quite a while. I can't help but wonder what you might think. Where's that beautiful girl I remember? Where has she gone? So I'll turn the lights down so you won't see the new old me. These familiar limbs are sure looking strange, no longer the strapping sapling days, once smooth, firm, and lean. How time rages and changes. This old tree's now hanging low and bent
turn sideways. So come into the shade, and we'll dim the lights down so we won't see the new old me. But I hope you'll see me just the same, still in the game. And I hope you'll see me as I am, more interesting with age, compelling with time, and you'll see the beauty in every line. Am I just dreaming? Fooling myself, seems like everything tells me I am wrong. How does just living, surviving your life, leave you feeling weaker instead of strong? Why don't I feel strong as I turn the light down so I don't see the new old me? Who's this new old me? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
And yeah, it hurts.
I hope that's not too sad. I hope that's not too.
No, it's not.
I'm going to go home and
painful
cry later.
song, you know.
I just had a birthday last week, and so you
Can you
could've-
relate?
Yeah. No,
That's a blip.
because
though. We just feel that
inside
for
you're
a moment.
you still feel inside like
same.
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's sad at all. I think it's a very respectful request to look at what is right in front of your face and see the beauty that is there. Don't make it up. Don't look through rose-colored glasses. There's beauty in front of you. Look at it. And no, that's a very respectful demand.
Awesome.
Fair.
I
yeah.
concur. Yeah.
Good.
Totally.
Thank you.
No, that's going on repeat. Is that song out there? Is it out there in the?
Can we stream it somewhere?
Yeah.
It is now. This is the first time I've ever played it outside
Right.
of my bedroom.
So,
There you
world
go.
premiere here on Pass the Hat. We'll be sharing it everywhere.
The new old me.
Wonderful song.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yep,
And
beautiful.
Nancy, we have time for one more before we turn you into a DJ.
Yay! That was so fun, by the way. Putting together, curating songs of the amazing local musicians we have.
You know, we have found that our guests was, hey, Kirk, will you tell me to turn your microphone off before you do that?
That was like sound effects, like in the old radio days. And this is not the first time I've done sound effects, is it?
That's Kirk wiping off his microphone.
Just to
Thanks
see if
for
you're- if you're
keeping
paying
it clean.
attention.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
You're
Oh,
saying-
that all of our guests, almost all of our guests, have, or some of them even have been more excited about putting together the playlist than they have sitting down and playing the music. So you're in good company with that excitement. And I'll shut up now and let you play your song.
Okay, this is one of my favorites to play. I love it. It's okay to love one of your own songs. But, You know,
Yes.
it's easy and
Yes.
it's fun. And this is one of those songs that sometimes I forget that I wrote it because when I'm playing it, I'm like, this sounds like a song that I didn't not write. So, but I did. And it's called, what is it called? It's called Losers Like Us.
I have lost 1,000 things in the course of my lifetime, so long. I've played so many games, Thought for sure it was my time, but I was wrong. I think you understand exactly what I'm saying. That even losers like us sometimes win. Yeah. I was a fool in love. Every time I fell so far. So much for dignity and grace, all up in some dark place. But now there you are, staring at the floor. Oops. Staring at the floor, just waiting for the trap door to open. But baby, losers like us sometimes win. Yeah. And I'd rather be a loser than too afraid to play the game. And I can tell you, sir, are a loser just the same. So let's throw all caution to the wind and be careless like we've never lost before. And so what if we lose again? Let's make a deal that we'll just come back for more. 'Cause if we're dealt just one hand, you know we must be sure to go all in. 'Cause baby, losers like us, even losers like us, yeah. Losers like us sometimes win. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh. Losers like us. Losers like us. Losers like us sometimes win. Losers like us.
Nancy Middleton.
You have spent a wonderful hour with the wonderful Nancy Middleton on the live stream. We're cutting off the live stream now. Nancy, wave goodbye, but y'all don't go away. The radio broadcast still goes on for another 30 minutes, so we're going to listen to a playlist that Nancy Middleton brought in for us for the last half hour. So I'm kicking that off now as we're turning off the live stream. Y'all join us here, live streamers, next week for Wyatt Easterling.